I've had a big problem with making content this year. Let me spend the next few minutes discussing it and try and figure out a way out or a way forward, because this right now is not sustainable. Well guys, for the third time this year I've had to make one of these 2-camera videos about the state of my channel. And if you're a long time subscriber, then you certainly are wondering to yourself, where are the videos? And I will get onto that as we go through this video. But for now, let's discuss why I felt the need to make this video. You see, I started this channel in 2019 as a coping mechanism for a serious bout of, all-consuming bout of health anxiety brought on by absolutely nothing. I was suffering with this for over a good part of 2 years by this point, and by August 2019 I decided to start making the channel because this was like a way of just channeling something different. It was a hobby, something to do. Some of you might be aware that I had a channel based around Minecraft, started in 2013, went on to around about 2016, so I thought, hey, why not try this again? It was great fun, I really enjoyed doing that, and this is definitely something I've always wanted to do. Making videos has been a passion of mine for probably most of my life, writing scripts about stuff as well, and also just buildings and building stuff. Lego was always a key part of my life, so Minecraft has always been this like gravity pulling me back to it, so I just love doing it, and it needed to help me through a tough time. So anyway, I didn't really think much of it when I started this channel out. I didn't really care how the quality was, I didn't care about any of that. I just made videos probably once or twice a week, put them up. They were a variety of things, you know, me building stuff. The original Let's Build Woolhampton came from that period, lots of tutorials on things, and just sort of I tried my best by sort of December, January 2020 to, you know, try and position myself to be a YouTuber and do things a bit differently. Now, obviously, as we know, in March 2020, the pandemic hit, we were all locked down, and there was a lot more time I had to make content. I was at home, I was working from home, we were all on, you know, lockdown. I wasn't furloughed though, so I was still working throughout the pandemic at home still, but it gave me more time to actually make content, and that's where I started funneling a lot more passion into it. You will remember possibly the 1K train station video, so that's my 1000 subs special. I spent the best part of 2 weeks building that, sorting it out, making a video. That was the first time I'd ever done that for a video, and it really turned out, you know, it was great. I loved it. Obviously, looking back now, it's not a great video at all. But I said to myself, you know, this is worth doing. It's worth spending some time making these videos. Issue is, when you're spending 2 weeks building something, making a video on it and doing that, that's 2 weeks that you haven't put a video out unless you somehow make a backlog. And I think that's in part a lot of where my issues for this channel comes to. It's quite hard to make a backlog on building videos when you need time to build, plan, build, get inspiration from, have the passion still, and I think that's a real issue as well. Passion is seen as such a, you know, it's almost a reaction to something. It's not something that can just be given to anything. And I feel that obviously a lot of YouTube videos out there are made with passion because people have found a niche that they can sit in and they can make, you know, they can just throw out content weekly on this. And obviously, you know, it gets views, it gets seen, it grows. Now, this channel unfortunately has had an issue with consistency over its entire period. Like, let's take a period when I made the video for Wilverley Park. Again, another big time-lapse video where I spent weeks making it, weeks doing the landscaping, you know, loads of time building and sorting out the video, and it did really well. And that started bringing in a huge influx of people to the channel, and with that drove my passion to put out more videos. It got to a point where, unfortunately, I then decided to make another big sort of step to a project, which was Let's Build Woolhampton, and unfortunately, I noticed that was taking up nearly, you know, 50 to 100 hours of time to build stuff, and then sit down and make the replay clips for it, which the replay mod is amazing tool. It's just, it takes a long time to sort them out. You know, let's say you've got 4 hours of footage, you could be, you know, moving your character around inside these spaces, trying to get the right shots, get the right views for hours of an evening, to then sit back and render them all out and go, okay, well that one doesn't look right, that one's wrong, let's do it again. So yes, there is all of that. I'm not trying to moan, I don't think. What I'm more doing is just trying to explain to you guys like the ins and outs of why I can't be consistent with videos. It's not through lack of trying. It's not at all. I try. Every waking moment I'm thinking about YouTube. Like, videos to make, builds to do, stuff to try and drive forward. So it hurts me when I can't get a video out, especially on like an idea that I've suddenly had. I'm gone, right, we're going to build a train station. Okay, well, how long is it going to take? Well, I need to do this, plan that. I spent 4 hours last night, or 4 hours, 3 hours, streaming, trying to build some roads, be able to then eventually build a train station behind it. But these roads took far long to do because, you know, that's just how building stuff goes. You can watch the stream, you can realise that, you know, I messed up midway through and went, oh, I better change this now. But changing it required a huge time sort of sink. So what I'm just trying to say is, it's not that I can't make weekly videos. I could do. And they could be terrible. They could just literally be really, really rubbish, low quality videos I could stick out once a week and not care about. But that's not what I'm doing this for at all. It's as much as a passion project for me as it is for you guys to watch and just learn from. And I just really wish we weren't like so unsustainable with stuff. It's a sad concept, but I just don't know how to fight it too much. Now this year I had massive plans, big plans, absolutely gigantic plans for stuff. And as you saw at the beginning of the year, I built the Whiteburg Parliament. Which is, it was a huge build, you know, it was a massive section of governmental buildings and other buildings. I got the whole team involved in, we planned it out for ages, built it, rebuilt it, and that video just did not do very well. And it hit me hard. I put a lot of time, passion into it, and unfortunately, it just didn't do well. And so this is the other aspect of why I don't push out videos, you know, just willy-nilly. Because when I do something and it flops, I'm just like, right, well, how do I, you know, position myself? Because I had more videos behind it to come out, to go on it. You know, I had a showcase on that. I was like, all right, I better put that out or put that on the back burner. What do I do? Because this video is not done well. Obviously, I know why it's not done well. There's issues with how I edited it together. It's not my best video ever. It's unfortunate. I really rushed out that video, and it haunts me. I'm not gonna lie. You know, we spent a good 6 months planning, designing, building, rebuilding, and the fact that it just didn't hit the mark because of just me wanting to rush it to get it out. And yeah, and since then, I mean, after that, I obviously, as with most of the world, our eyes turned to what's happening in you know, in Europe and Ukraine and that really hit me hard as well. Like, I just didn't want to take my eyes off what was happening, and to this day, I have a real problem with scrolling through Twitter for hours a day, doom scrolling to say, you know, I am there going, oh, what's happening now? Oh. And I could spend myself going down rabbit hole after rabbit hole, looking at stuff, reading things, and just going, why have I spent an hour doing this? Like, I could have been doing something else. That's another issue that I'm trying to fight off. And I would have hoped that making videos would have helped, but it just, there was something in my head saying, you know, I can't have fun. It's another anxiety-based thing. So the idea, like, you know, I couldn't make a video because such and such might happen in the world, and this, yeah, it's crazy when you try and bring it out, but that's why I want to tell you guys, like, this is the struggles I go through sometimes just to try and make a video. So during the summer, I finally went, right, I'm going to make a Halloween series of short films, write a script for it, do it all, go, yes, this is going to be absolutely epic. People are going to love this. Spent the best part of 4 weeks making everything for Chronicles Chapter 1, and I mean, I was expecting, you know, it not to do very well, or not that well. Obviously, you know, my voice acting and it's terrible because, you know, it's just the first one. It's just a shame that I don't think people really do want to watch short films made in Minecraft. I get that, but the issue is I'm going to finish that. It doesn't matter how long it takes me, I am going to finish the 7 chapters I have written for that. And you guys will watch it. I will force it upon you. No, I mean, I won't, but it will be on the channel for you to watch. I'm going to make them across this year so we can at least, you know, get that one ticked off. It's not a promise, it's a commitment that I have to make. But still, everything else, I don't know why, I just start a lot of projects and then I have to stop them to go on to something else. And what I do is I feel like I operate on a sort of, you know, passion basis. So let me tell you this, like, while I am passionate about my content, I am also very particular with how things should be done. Like I was saying, you know, I really don't want to throw out poor quality videos at all. And, you know, some of you were saying, oh, why don't you just get an editor? Why don't you, you know, try and cut back on some things? It's like, at this point, I'm too far in now to be able to do that. You know, you guys have seen some absolutely epic videos from me, and I'm going to say they're good videos. Like, you know, I'm working off of a machine that I bought 5 years ago that contains a 1070, not even Ti, just a 1070 NVIDIA graphics card that has 8 GB of RAM in it. I don't even know how it's still working, but that's how I edit, record, do everything with that graphics card, where, you know, some people out there are just playing on like 380s or even 470s now, whatever. I'm trying my best with the equipment I have, and you know, again, it's just like I try and do it all and it doesn't really work. I mean, you know, an editor could work, but again, I just can't get on to build the stuff, to make the videos, to do it. It's just such a, I don't know, a struggle, I would say. But anyway, yeah, so this year, like the last 6 months, I've been going back into the office now. So where I work about an hour away on the train. And my average day is like, I get up at 7, go for a run, come back home, get sort of changed, ready to go, get into the office for about 9:30. I then stay on until about 6:30, then get the train home, which usually takes an hour. Or if there's some issue somewhere, it can take up to 2 or 3 hours to get home. So that's the day done, dusted. By the time I get back, don't want to make any content, because, you know, while it is a hobby, it's still ultimately like a job at this point. So you get back, you're knackered, you don't want to do it. And I'm sure there's people out there who understand that. You know, obviously a lot of you guys won't probably get that and go, oh, you know, why don't you just sit down and build something? It's almost like there's so much more I got to do in my life than just build, but it's a fighting battle there. So obviously when we were in lockdown, it was very different. Like, you know, I could finish work, go out for a walk or a run, come back, have dinner, and then I would have 3 or 4 to 5 hours an evening to carry on doing videos. Great stuff. You know, looking back on it, I regret not making more videos back then, but I just didn't have the skills, didn't have the ideas that I do now. So it's just one of those things. So I am stuck to just sort of working on videos over longer periods of time, you know, where it would take me, you know, 2 days to get a video out where I had all those hours. Now I've only got 1 or 2 evenings a week to make stuff, and the quality is such that, you know, I have to spend hours editing, hours doing builds and stuff. So it just doesn't happen quickly anymore. You know, even if I make something quite small, it still takes days, and it could be, you know, 2 weeks after the fact that I started it, I finally get it out. I wrote a script for a video on turning AI buildings into Minecraft builds. I wrote that script on the 13th of October, and it's now the 12th of November recording this. I haven't even built a single one of them. I've recorded the intro for it, and that's it. And it sucks because I've got 7 or 8 videos like that ready to be worked on, but I just haven't had the time to get down and do it. Because there's another thing to this, you know, I work on an inspiration based sort of basis. So if I get inspired by something, the passion's there, I want to follow it through, I want to get as far as I can with it. But then sometimes something happens, I stop, I lose all interest, I lose ideas, and I'm stuck. And I'm just like, oh, okay, I can't finish that one off. So it's just like, that's happened so many times this year specifically. So I need to try and figure out a way to get through that phase of life and be a bit more courageous, a bit more brave about making these videos, you know, say to myself that I don't have to be perfect each time to get them out, but who knows. Anyway, before we go on to like how I can see this through, what we can do, there's no point being all doom and gloom. You know, I have made probably the best videos I've ever made this year. That Halloween Chronicles Chapter 1 is by far the best thing I've ever made. I will hold myself to that, and I hope I can make, you know, the next ones after that even better. There was so much sort of stuff that went into it, you know, like sound design, color design, scene setting up, cinematography, everything. It was, you know, well directed in my eyes for a Minecraft video, you know, film. It's just I really enjoyed making it, and it was just like, you know, I have done some great videos this year. It's a shame they have flopped, but still, I just think I can't be all doom and gloom. There is definitely something here that still keeps you guys wanting to watch videos and still keeps me wanting to make them. Now, there is one thing I do regret this year. That was a video 3 months ago saying the server update tours are ending. Now, I miss them. I miss them a lot. There's something about them, the charm of just walking around going, ooh, that's really nice. That kept me going every month with this channel, and the builders are missing them, you guys are missing them. I cut them off because they weren't serving the purpose of trying to grow the channel, but that wasn't the idea of them. The idea of them was to show you guys, the ones that have come to the channel, what's happening on the server update. So I really, really regret stopping those, and even if I don't promise anything more to you guys, I am sticking to this, that they will return. They are coming back. There's no reason for them not to. So the plan for the channel is this. I want to take the channel in 3 directions. The idea for content should be this, you know, it's either based around building, inspiration showcase, or cinema or cinematic short film. What you're going to see is videos coming out based around those themes. Whether they are related or linked to each other is probably not going to be true. They are still going to be linked back to the channel, linked back to the server more than likely, but the videos might not be serious as such, you know. I'm currently doing the Let's Build Whiteberg or the Whiteberg building series, you know, that comes and goes as it does. You know, sometimes I might just build a random building in there and not say it's connected to it, you know. I think I need to make more standalone videos is what I'm trying to say to help people find the channel. But where it comes to the server update tours, showcase, you know, inspiration, that's what that's all about. And then the Halloween Chronicles, probably a Christmas thing next year, and also just some other little scenes and cinematics. I love making cinematics because I've got stories to tell. So again, you'll see standalone videos like that, but that's the only promise I'm giving you guys. There'll be videos in those 3 themes over the next year. I can't promise anything other than that because it would just get us into the state we are now. Anyway, guys, thank you for listening to me ramble on now for the best part of 20 minutes. I want to leave you with just this. I want to keep the channel going. This idea, I want to see it through as far as I can. As long as I have a PC with Minecraft installed and a mic in front of me, I will continue to make content across the rest of my life. So whatever content comes out, I do hope you guys enjoy it. I hope you see something you want to watch. If you don't, stick around until something does turn up, because I like trying new ideas and I like throwing out content that is a bit different. I don't want to be a generic Minecraft YouTuber. I want to be carrying on with this nice creative scene that we're doing. Something very different that is just not in there. Not out there on that sort of stale bar of survival Minecraft content. But anyway guys, remember, get inspired, get building, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.